How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the fourth video tutorial. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you have to do to hire a ghostwriter to write your Kindle book for you. And again, you can write your own Kindle book, but it is going to take a lot of time and effort. And I personally really like ghostwriters just because I can get multiple books written for me at once, and I'm not doing any work. So the first thing you're going to do is come here to Upwork.com. You can go to other websites such as topicwriter.com or writearticlesforme.com. I personally like Freelancer and Upwork.com because you actually put out a job posting and people will read your job posting and they'll apply for it, and you can actually go through their applications and pick out which ghostwriter you want. The problem with those other websites I named are that you're basically uploading your money and the website will pick a ghostwriter for you, and you don't know if they're native English speakers, you don't know if their punctuation or grammar is good until basically you've already paid for the book and you receive it. Okay, so that's why I like Upwork. So once you're here at Upwork.com, the first thing you're going to do is sign up if you haven't already. If you've already signed up, the first thing you're going to do is sign in. And after you sign in, you're going to come here to where it says Post Job. We're going to make a job posting that people can apply for. So go ahead and click on that. Okay, and the first thing you're going to see is, do you want to do short-term work or longer engagement? Longer engagement would be if you wanted your ghostwriter to make multiple books for you, and short-term would be if it's just a one-time ordeal and you just want to make one book. I personally recommend a longer engagement because if you choose to do more books in the future, you can build up a relationship with your ghostwriter, and the better your relationship with your ghostwriter is, the better the content they're going to give you, and you might even get discounted prices. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay. This window shouldn't pop up for you guys. It's popping up for me because I was previously working on a job. I'll just exit out of it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to see here is reuse previous job. If you guys have had previous jobs on Upwork, you can reuse the titles and everything. But let's just, for this example, I'm going to pretend like I've never done this before and this is my first time. So choose a category and subcategory. So for this example in this video tutorial, I'm going to make my category a recipe book. Okay, so I'm going to click on this and I'll come to writing, and then try to find the one that fits your niche or your category the best. I would probably do creative writing or other. I'm just going to do creative writing for this example. Okay, name your job posting. Now, one thing in your job posting, you don't want to put your actual niche in your job posting. And the reason is if people read your job posting and they're doing the same thing you are by publishing Kindle books, they could read your niche and steal it. So you definitely don't want to do that. So for my example, because I'm doing a recipe book, I'm not going to say what the recipe book is. I'm going to say I'm looking for an experienced writer in the nutrition field, or with the general knowledge in the nutrition field. So I'm going to go ahead and type in experienced. Oops. And I'm not the world's best typer, but that's a good thing about this, you guys. You don't have to be. And I want a long-term relationship. Okay, and then the next part here, it says describe the work to be done. This is where you're going to put all the meat and potatoes. You're going to put, you're going to try to be as descriptive as possible. You don't want to leave out any details because you want to be very strict on, what you actually expect the ghostwriter to do. You definitely want to be strict with, what times you want, or when you want your book to be finished or accomplished, because if you don't put that kind of stuff in there, these people might try to take advantage of that. So you definitely want to be clear. So what I did here was I made a pre-made one so I can go over it with you guys and kind of show you guys what kind of tidbits of information you want to put in here. So First and foremost, I put, I'm looking to build a professional long-term relationship with an experienced writer in the nutrition and health field. It says, what will you be writing? Approximately 5,000 word ebooks dealing with mostly nutrition. Okay, the reason I do 5,000 words, that's a good average size book to do. Usually ghostwriters will charge about $20 per 1,000 words. Okay, so a 5,000 word ebook, which is a decent ebook, it usually comes up between 30 and 50 pages, will run you about $100. And that's about average. And of course, if you charge more or if you have a higher budget, then you could possibly get better ghostwriters. But I don't want you guys spending a whole bunch of money and losing money on your first book. We're trying to do this on a budget so you can try to get the most bang for your buck. Okay, bang for your buck. So this next part, it says various diet plans, recipes, and healthy living style choices. Okay, that's just kind of what I expect. Small ebooks on random topics, generally less than 5,000 words. Skill requirements: primary English speaker or speaks fluently. Now this is really important. You want to make sure that you actually get in contact with these people. You try sending them a message. You want to make sure that their English and their grammar is good, because if you're sitting there talking to them or you send them a message on Upwork and you gotta pay attention to how long it takes for them to respond, because if it takes 3 to 4 days for them to respond, well then they might not be a good fit for the job, because I'm going to have a really hard time communicating with this person. They might be hard to get a hold of. And moreover, they could possibly not finish your book, and there wouldn't be anything worse than that. So, excellent grammar and punctuation skills, dedicated and focused to get the job done, good communication and reliable, trustworthy. I believe trust goes a long way. Okay, now what do I expect? No plagiarism. This is really important. Let them know that it's going to be checked for, and to keep all their content original. And of course you can always outsource this. You can plagiarize check it yourself, but if you don't know how to, that's not a problem. You can outsource it on a website called Fiverr.com, and it costs $5 to have somebody plagiarize check your entire book, and I'll explain that in a later video. Okay, 1 to 3 week completion time. I usually like to do 1 week completion time, because what I found is they can pump out books pretty darn quick. So I'm going to do 1 week completion time frame from when the work was assigned, unless specified otherwise. Good quality content with minimal punctuation or grammar errors. I found it's better to let a writer create content in their own way. Be creative and original. Frequent communication. I may ask to see the current work so we can discuss the direction that the book is going and determine what we can do to make it better. Now this is really important. What I usually do is this website allows you to release payments in what are called milestones. So let's say you tell the person you want a 5,000 word book and it's going to come up to $100. Okay, so what you'll do is you will upload $20 at a time onto this website, and every 1,000 words, they will send it to you in an email so you can read over it, check it, and then if you like the direction they're going, you can then release that $20 funds, and then they can start on the next 1,000 words. So every 1,000 words, I pay them $20 until they hit 5,000 words, which is their full $100. And you also do have choices to give them little bonuses and raises if you'd like to do that. Now you do pay them through this website, and it is a secure website. I've been using it for a long time, so don't worry about that. And I'm pretty sure if you do feel uncomfortable with it, you can pay through PayPal as well. So, okay. Next, I said payment, fixed price. Please include your fixed rate in application, basically how much they charge. Now you can pay people on a fixed rate or an hourly rate. I really highly recommend doing a fixed rate or a fixed price, because it's not as lenient. It's like $100 for a 5,000 page book, or 5,000 word book, I'm sorry. And with an hourly rate, you're not actually knowing, because it's an online business, you don't actually know how much time and effort they put into the book. So I like to do a fixed price. Depending on the complexity and length of the content, pay will be determined. Payment will be paid in milestones or at final completion. I already went over that. Once initial payment is made, I receive full copyright and credit for the project received. Now this is a given, but I just like to put it on there to make it clear to them. I've always believed in the concept of if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. As long as my writer gives me quality work in a timely manner, I will give him or her consistent work and help them grow as a writer. I would like to get to know my writer personally and work together on a professional level to create amazing content. We will communicate often via Skype, email, Facebook, etc. I am very easygoing, and as long as you're a reliable and trustworthy person, we'll get along just fine. And the reason I just put this in there, you guys, is just to let them know that, I'm an actual human being. It puts a human being or a face behind the computer, so I'm not just a robot. And not only that, but it actually builds a trust. And then also notice that I put Skype, email, and Facebook, and it's actually really smart to do a Skype call just so you can put your face, once again, behind the computer, let them know you're a real person. Not only that, but that will really build your long-term relationship and trust with your writer, and trying to grow them personally is going to help you as well. So what to include in their application, what they charge, good contact information. I will ask for sample work. Now this is very important. I really want them, when you find somebody that is a good applicant, you want to talk to them and have them send you samples. And the reason you do this is because you want to see the quality of their work. And you want to go through maybe 2, 3, 4 samples, and you always want to read through the entire sample. You don't want to just read the beginning, because if you've ever written an essay, usually in the beginning you have awesome, amazing content, and then near the end you get lazy and you start getting a lot of grammar and spelling errors. And that's the kind of stuff you want to check for when you're checking out these people's examples. Because the last thing you want to do is get a book with a bunch of errors and the quality degrades over time. So, why I should hire you as a writer, personal experience in the nutrition field, prior writing experience, and tell me a bit about yourself. Once again, just kind of personalizing it. Last but not least, please include the name of our current president at the top of your application. If you do not say this at the top of your application, it will not be considered. Now, I learned this trick from a guy named Dave Koziel. He has some really good content on YouTube. I recommend you guys check him out. He did this because a lot of people just copy and paste their resumes, and you don't want them to do that. If they don't take the time to go through and read your entire listing, then how are you going to trust them to write, a 5,000-word book? So this really helps me weed out at least 50% of the applications I get in, just to make sure that they're taking it seriously. And at the end, I said thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with you. Okay, if you have any files, go ahead and attach them. Maybe some templates if you'd like for them to follow. That's where you would put them in here. What type of project do you have? An ongoing project would be if you had maybe multiple series or chapters. I like to just do a one-time project. How many freelancers do you need to hire for this job? Just one. Enter skills needed here. Now these are just skills that you want people to obtain when they're applying for your application, just so they know what to look for. Some of them that I like to put are just ghostwriting. Then you just click on it when it pops up. How about nutrition, maybe? Because mine's a nutrition book. English grammar. There it is. And I'll just do one more. How about recipe writing? There we go. Okay. So then the start date. If you'd like it to be delayed, or when you actually want the book to start being written, I usually put it about 3, 4, 5 days in advance. And the reason I do this is it gives me enough time to go through all the different applications before they actually have to start the job. Let's just do it on a Monday. So this kind of gives you guys an idea, and as you realize, it's not an overnight process. This process might take a little while. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but the reason it's so important to get a good ghostwriter is because once you build up this good long-term relationship, they can pump you out books like crazy, okay? And the better the quality of the book, the better your reviews are organically going to grow on Amazon Kindle. So it's definitely important to get a good ghostwriter, because once again, the last thing I want you guys to do is spend a bunch of money on a ghostwriter that's poor quality just because you got impatient, you wanted to get books out, and then all of a sudden all your books tank because they're getting terrible reviews and they wouldn't get any sales. You know, I don't want that to happen to you guys. So what would you like to pay? Once again, paid by a fixed rate. Okay, and the budget is how much you want to spend on your book, or how much you want to pay them for your book. So for this book, I'll top it off at around, let's just say $100. I usually do around 100 to 120 for a 5,000 word book. So entry level, intermediate, or expert, I usually just do intermediate. You know, when you do expert, you're going to be paying a lot more money, but yes, you do get good quality ghostwriters, but remember, you guys are just starting off, so I'm trying to keep it on a budget. Do you want freelancers to find and apply for your job? I just do anyone. Okay. Do you have freelancers in mind that you'd like to invite? No. Add qualifications. If you guys have any specific qualifications, you can add them here. I'm just going to leave that blank. Screening questions, I'm just going to leave that blank. And I am going to go ahead and preview it. Okay, now this is a preview of what your job description or your job posting is going to look like. Okay, as you can see here, the way I put the little bullets, it looks very professional, and it gives them, you know, a clear understanding of what I expect out of them. Okay, you got the budget, desired experience level. It's very specific and straight to the point. And then when you're done, go ahead and click Post Job. Alright, you guys, and that's it. So your job is posted. So now all you're doing is just waiting for applications to come in. And once you get a few applicants, this might take a day or two. Go through and weed them out. Remember, you put that question at the bottom of your application. So this will really help speed up the process and weed out at least 50% of them. And go ahead and try to find the best applicant possible. Remember to ask for samples and examples. And just be patient with you guys. You know, it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but I promise you that it will really pay off if you get a good quality ghostwriter. And not only that, but they might even give you discounts on their work as well. So, alright you guys, so that's it for today's video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and take care.